Good evening, everybody. We are Team G3. My name is JC, and this is George Hart, and we will be talking about Anytime Fitness and our expansion into the Japanese geography. Take it away, George.
To start off, let's talk about our value proposition. And as you can see and read from the slide, we're looking for an on-the-go person who exercises at Anytime Fitness will have more money, more time, look good, feel great, and be more connected to their community, as exemplified by Ichiro. As you can see, also our logo kind of goes into our value proposition, as it looks like someone who's active, who's ready to go, who's actually out there doing something. So these are the customers that we will be messaging towards. As we talk about our messaging, we have to look at, we're not currently there, so we have to look at the consumer decision journey. As you can see, it's more of a loop than a funnel. This is an active, high-involvement product that is continually talking to the customer and getting feedback from the customer. If we lose the customer, that's not good. In order to start off, of course, we have to get the customer involved and active in Anytime. To do that, they have to actually hear about Anytime. So how do we do that? Let's start with the consider stage. When we look at the consider stage, we will talk first about all types of general media, as in, print, billboard, TV, those things that everyone is familiar with, and builds awareness of our product. As we build awareness with our product, of course we want people to become familiar with it as a Japanese local company, specified in sponsorship of a sporting figure that is local within them. Ichiro is a good one, although he plays baseball in the United States. A lot of Japanese can still at least identify with him, and through that we build our awareness in the Japanese community.
Thanks, George. Just to kind of summarize what George was talking about, we want to really initiate with traditional mass media, aka print, billboard, and TV. However, we're really hitting a game changer with this one, and we're going to focus on some very recurring themes throughout this presentation and throughout the transition into Japan. Primarily because of the mobile-based society. Our target demographic uses a lot of mobile technology. Mixie Green, Mobage Town, and Avatars are just a couple examples. We'll get into details later. Utilization of those tools is very high, and there is a very strong gaming culture throughout the Japanese community. Now, this slide simply tells us that most users who use social networks are utilizing them from mobile devices. We won't get into any of the eye chart detail below. This next chart demonstrates that the traditional forms of social networks that we in the US are familiar with and some other areas around the world are not the standard in Japan. Things like Gree and Mixie and Mobage Town are the top three by a long shot when compared to Facebook and Twitter. So we're going to focus on those social media versus some of the ones we're more familiar with.
As JC had discussed, the game changer here is really using the mobile social media networks that are in Japan. One reason we focus on that is because our core consumer, again, is a younger and trendy. So in order to hit them and have them evaluate our product, truly we need to go where they are, and that is with the mobile and the Mixie and the Google. Obviously, as we build awareness, we're going to spend some funds on the keyword search, because people are going to actually look for our product now specifically. Instead of not knowing what Anytime is, they know what Anytime is, they're looking for it, they got to find it. But because it's a high involvement product, we need people to experience Anytime. So that's where we bring in the Groupon, the trial aspect. Again, we want to build a community and we want to have people do this for themselves, right? So we have the Groupon aspect, which builds on the community. You need certain many people to do this. Okay, then you can have a discounted membership or discounted trial period at our Anytime. Through that, we hope to develop other things such as a blog and Twitter page saying, hey, what do you do with your extra money, or what do you do with your extra time? What are some of your results? JC will get more into that later as we talk about enjoyment, but we have to get them to purchase first. Now, in order to purchase, again, we're going to focus on that Groupon. We want to delay the time. We want to take the time away, basically, from the evaluation stage to the purchase stage. We want those to be kind of simultaneous. So the Groupon is again there. It's going to offer a kind of a trial period where they purchase. Now, if they purchase a full membership after day one, they save this, $10. If they purchase a membership after day two, they save $5. So it's kind of a decreasing option where after 7 days, 10 days, all of a sudden you make a purchase, it's a full amount. We also, again, want to focus on the e-commerce aspect. As JC commented, and we've shown in the graphs and our slides so far, it is a highly mobile community. Mobile e-commerce is what we're actually looking after. We want to eliminate as much as the overhead as possible and not have the consumer come to us, but we want to be where the consumer is, where they're spending that money. And they're spending the money again and again on the mobile side through apps like Mixi and other things. To continue talking about now about our after purchase and how we will continue to leverage our value proposition and our mobile aspect, JC is going to take it away.
All right, thanks again, George. Once they've purchased, we want to make sure they enjoy this. Once we've got them, we want to make sure they're happy. How are they happy? Well, our research shows that mobile gaming and using a personal avatar, such as with Wii Fit, you may be familiar with, they can also, through contests that we initiate electronically, they can get mobile alerts, tracking their progress, being noticed in the community, understanding facts like how much energy did you create today? How many miles did you go on the treadmill? How many revolutions on the elliptical? They can track that, they can get alerts, and they can be very visible in the community. This is very big based on their gaming culture. It strengthens their community, and this is a high involvement product. It's a fitness center. If you don't use it, it's not worth anything, so it has to be used. Now, why are we focusing on gaming? Well, this is just a demonstration of the research that shows that social networks users are big gamers. And if you can look at the second to strongest field here, the strongest is blogging, gaming is next, and then messaging and avatars, all bringing up the bottom four, or the top four, excuse me. So we're focusing on that because we know that society is very motivated by these things in Japan. Now lastly, we want to talk about the advocacy phase of the purchase cycle. And using the new media is very critical. Blogging and Twittering is going to really generate a lot of buzz. We're going to initiate themes such as, what do you do with your extra time or your extra money because you're saving time by using this facility in your community, and you're saving money because we're a discount store. Generating a lot of discussions on blogs and Twitter that way. We're going to publish results on microsites, either with personal photos or avatars, as we talked about before. And lastly, we're going to use some traditional and electronic PR and sponsorship in the community. Now, the corporate sponsors that we're talking about, we're looking at partnering with people who can help share some of the economic burden of advertising and things like that, and sending our customers to buy their products in the community. Sharing the fitness and gaming accomplishments, as I said before, and then this just strengthens the community because of the sense of community as well as the gaming aspect and all of that public chatter on Twitter and the blogging. After all that's completed, it just leads to one big bond with the business of Anytime Fitness. Now that concludes the presentation. We'd like to open it up for questions.